What did your outgoing commander say during their change of command that shocked everyone? Fort Hood, summer of 2019. Our battalion commander, Colonel Brendan Garrett, was retiring after 28 years. Big ceremony planned. Families invited. Generals flying in from all over. Garrett had commanded us for 3 years. Best officer I ever served under. Fair, smart, actually cared about his soldiers. The kind of leader who'd fight for his people. But he was also quiet, professional, never rocked the boat publicly, always followed the chain of command. Model officer in every way. Change of command ceremonies are usually boring. Lots of speeches about duty and honor. Thank yous to spouses. Generic stories about teamwork. Everyone claps politely. Then we go eat cake. This one started normal enough. New commander gave his speech. Talked about his vision for the battalion. Standard stuff. Then Garrett stepped up to the microphone for his farewell address. He stood there silent for a moment, looking at all of us. 800 soldiers in formation, families in the bleachers, 3 generals in the front row. I'm going to tell you something I probably shouldn't, he started, but I'm retiring in 20 minutes, so what are they going to do? Fire me? Nervous laughter from the crowd. The generals shifted in their seats. 3 years ago, I received orders for a training exercise that would have gotten soldiers killed. Not might have, would have. The plan was tactically unsound and ignored basic safety protocols. You could hear a pin drop. This wasn't typical retirement speech material. I was told to execute the plan anyway. Direct order from division. When I objected, I was told that questioning orders wasn't my job. My job was to follow them. General Sterling in the front row was turning red. He was the division commander Garrett was talking about. So I followed those orders, Garrett continued. On paper, I filed reports saying we completed the exercise exactly as planned. Submitted all the required documentation. Everything looked perfect. He paused, looking directly at the generals. But we didn't actually do it that way. I modified the entire exercise, changed the tactics, updated the safety measures, rewrote the whole thing. Then I trained you all using my version. My jaw dropped. So did everyone else's. Garrett had falsified official training reports. That was a court-martial offense. Career-ending, maybe even prison time. The official version would have had us doing live fire drills with insufficient safety distances, moving heavy equipment through areas with poor visibility, conducting operations without proper medical support standing by. He listed 6 other violations, each one making the situation worse. My version had none of those problems. And you know what happened? 0 accidents, 0 injuries. Perfect safety record, because we actually trained smart instead of training stupid. Specialist Vincent Pierce, standing next to me in formation, whispered, "Is he really admitting to this in front of generals?" Garrett wasn't finished. That wasn't the only time. Over 3 years, I received 14 separate orders that prioritized looking good on paper over keeping you alive. 14 times I filed reports saying we did it their way. 14 times we actually did it the right way. The ceremony had gone completely off script. The new commander looked terrified. The chaplain was staring at his shoes. General Sterling was whispering urgently to his aide. I falsified training records, modified approved plans without authorization, and deliberately disobeyed direct orders from higher command. All violations of military law. He pulled out a thick folder from his uniform. This contains copies of every false report I filed, every order I ignored, every time I chose your safety over my career. I'm submitting it to the Inspector General today. The crowd was frozen. Some families looked confused. The soldiers understood exactly what he'd done and what it meant. I'm retiring today so they can't touch my pension, but I want this documented. I want every officer here to know that sometimes doing the right thing means breaking the rules. Garrett looked at us, his soldiers. You deserved leaders who put your lives first, not their efficiency reports, not their promotion packets, your lives. He turned to General Sterling. "Sir, if you want to file charges against me, I'll be in my office for the next hour. After that, I'm a civilian, and you'll have to go through lawyers." Then he did the craziest thing. He saluted us, the soldiers, not the generals, not the new commander. Us. 800 soldiers snapped to attention and returned that salute. Sharpest salute I ever gave in my life. The ceremony ended in chaos. Families rushed down to talk to Garrett. Generals huddled in angry discussion. News crews who'd been covering a routine retirement suddenly had a real story. Sergeant Felix Donovan grabbed my arm. "Did that really just happen?" It did. And here's the part nobody expected. 2 weeks later, the Inspector General launched a full investigation. Not into Garrett, into the orders he'd been given. Every single training plan he'd modified got reviewed by independent safety experts. The IG report concluded that Garrett's modifications had likely prevented multiple fatalities and dozens of serious injuries. His illegal actions had saved lives. General Sterling got quietly reassigned to a desk job in Nebraska. 3 other senior officers took early retirement. New training protocols got written based on Garrett's modifications, and Colonel Brendan Garrett never faced a single charge. Inspector General recommended him for a meritorious service medal instead. He declined it, said he was just doing what any decent commander should do. That's what our outgoing commander said during his change of command that shocked everyone, and changed how a lot of us thought about following orders.